Hey everybody. So they say if you can't explain something in short, simple terms, then you don't understand it well enough. My problem is I tend to elaborate, go down rabbit holes. I'll tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of editing because I need to adapt for the way that my brain works. I'm primarily going to talk about media manipulation, but I'm also going to touch on the role of media and culture, the media business, media manipulation, democracy, and media literacy as a solution. And I'm going to try to do all this in just a couple of minutes. So why am I putting this video together? What are my goals? I'm trying to sell you on the concept of democracy because not everybody believes in democracy. I'm trying to sell you on the solution of media literacy, and I'm trying to sell more books. So I'm going to kick this off with media, and I'll use a singular form here, medium. We use mediums to transfer or transmit ideas. A medium can be anything from a Facebook page, the New York Times, Fox News, these books, this video. So how messages get communicated can take the form of advertising, education, journalism, entertainment, rumor, propaganda, public relations, and there's lots of different business models at play for all of this in a democracy. In something more authoritative, they decide what's what. So in a democracy, there are many different business models for a media platform, but ultimately content is the product of supply and demand. So where consumption or supply reflects public sentiment, demand. And it doesn't matter if the consumers know the difference between entertainment, journalism, propaganda, or anything else. So as a general rule, I feel like if I can't tell the difference between advertising and education, or public relations and journalism, or propaganda opinion, then I feel that it's slightly manipulative. But is that my fault for the interpretation, or is it the content creator's fault? Is media manipulation even a thing? So with media content, we're in this gray area where free speech meets free markets. And so do we step in to regulate the marketplace? When does free speech cause harm or adversely affect society? Did Fox News defame Dominion voting systems, and were Oath Keepers inspired by these ideas? Did Cambridge Analytica interfere in political elections? And was Peyton Gendron, who killed 10 black people in Buffalo, New York, was he radicalized by racist content? I don't have the answers, but all of these questions center around the concept of media manipulation. Questions like these lie at the intersection of free speech and accountability. But how does someone prove that media consumption caused someone's behavior or actions? I think the answer is super complex. Psychology, it's neuroscience, it's sociology, and that's why I only felt comfortable writing about media manipulation as fiction. So legitimate democracies are multicultural marketplaces of ideas with lots of different religions, philosophies, political ideologies at play. When we start canceling, banning, stifling, censoring certain types of content because we find them personally offensive, don't we start to devolve into something more authoritative like China or Russia or Iran? As some of you know, I advocate for media literacy, which teaches kids how to think critically about the content that they create and consume. My book is related to media literacy because it follows the fictional rise of a modern media manipulator. The characters of fiction, but the timeline settings and industry details are accurate for the first 2 decades of the public internet. But the story isn't about the tech details so much as it is about the characters wrestling with the boundaries and responsibilities of free speech, particularly in a democracy. My storyline deliberately pushes ethical limits and touches on taboo topics with modern platforms. Through flawed characters, I tried to humanize our slow transition into our modern media tech environment. In retrospect, some of the shady tactics that I describe in my book to mull the potential social consequences seem too plausible, if not probable. The result can best be categorized as historical fiction. Overall, the Chameleon plot to weaponize bias was my attempt to create a nostalgic before and after account of our collective attempt to cross the digital divide. But it's also a timeless reminder that our limits may stem more from our personal convictions than our shared technology. My goal for the book has always been to spark dialogue about social responsibilities with free speech and media literacy as part of a democratic solution. So I put this video together for the 3rd anniversary of my of publishing my book. I originally published in May of 2020, and the reason I did is because I feel like I have more clarity now about what I set out to document all those years ago. Hindsight is 2020. I think it's a great nostalgic read for our transition into the internet. So yeah, check out my ebook. Paperback is on Amazon and other online bookstores. I'm currently working on the sequel. If anyone knows a good publishing agent, yeah. So that's my skyscraper elevator pitch. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for staying with me. Hit me with feedback if you like. And cheers, guys.